This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, the Warriors land Jimmy Butler in a blockbuster trade with the Heat. NFL to feature Choose Love message in Super Bowl 49 to end zone. Trump signs executive order banning transgender athletes from women's sports. In the NBA, Edwards erupts for 49 as the Timberwolves cruise past depleted Bulls 127-108. Meanwhile, Jackson drops 32. Morant shines as Grizzlies dominate Raptors 138-107 for fourth straight win. And we have Bud's Wenceslao talking about helping build the future of sports through Parkal. All the headlines and more. Don't miss the Scorecard tonight, the 6th of February. Now, here's our roundup. Jimmy Butler is heading to the Bay Area. The Golden State Warriors have acquired the six-time All-Star from the Miami Heat in a multi-team trade, ending a turbulent tenure in South Beach. In exchange, the Warriors are sending Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick to Miami, while Dennis Schroeder is off to Utah and Josh Richardson joins Detroit. Meanwhile, PJ Tucker returns to Miami after a brief stop in Utah. Butler's exit from Miami had been brewing for months, fueled by contract disputes and suspensions. Despite leading the Heat to two NBA Finals, tensions between Butler and the organization made a split inevitable. Now, Butler joins Steph Curry and Draymond Green in Golden State, looking to revive the Warriors' championship hopes. His return to Miami is already circled on the calendar, March 25, when the Warriors visit the Heat in what promises to be a must-watch showdown. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Lakers wasted no time reinforcing their roster to complement Luka Doncic, making a bold move to acquire center Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets. The trade saw the Lakers part with Dalton Knecht, a highly anticipated draft pick known for his shooting potential, which raised some eyebrows. However, the Lakers had a clear need for a reliable big man, especially in the wake of Anthony Davis's absence, and Knecht's loss was a calculated sacrifice. After Doncic's surprising trade to LA, the Lakers knew they had to address the void left in the center position, which had been a glaring issue all season. GM Rob Pelinka, despite earlier comments about the center market being thin, was able to secure Williams, who is seen as a perfect fit for Doncic's style of play. The acquisition of Williams not only fills the gap left by Davis's injury, but also aligns with Doncic's playing style, setting the stage for a promising new chapter in LA. The NFL is making a powerful statement at Super Bowl 59, stenciling Choose Love in one of the end zones at the Superdome in New Orleans. The move comes as a response to the string of tragedies that have gripped the country in the early weeks of the year. Choose Love was the message of choice in the AFC Championship game, where the Kansas City Chiefs advanced to defend their title. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles opted for End Racism in the NFC Championship game. This marks the first time since Super Bowl 55 in 2021 that End Racism won't be featured in the end zone of the NFL's biggest game. However, it takes all of us, a staple since 2020, as part of the NFL's Inspire Change initiative that will remain in the other end zone. Now, adding to the spotlight, President Donald Trump will be in attendance as the Chiefs look to become the first team in the Super Bowl era to make a three-peat. With the Super Bowl being set to be a historic moment both on and off the field, the NFL is using its platform to promote unity in a time of national reflection. Moving on to more on President Donald Trump, the POTUS signed an executive order barring transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports. Dubbed Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, the order directs federal agencies to enforce Title IX based on gender assigned at birth. At a White House event with supportive lawmakers and athletes, including former collegiate swimmer Riley Gaines, Trump declared the war on women's sports is over. Sports that don't comply now risk losing federal funding.
Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
Trump also took aim at the International Olympic Committee, instructing Secretary of State Marco Rubio to demand a policy overhaul ahead of the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. More on the NBA. Anthony Edwards was on fire Wednesday night, torching the Chicago Bulls with 49 points, 20 of them in a scorching third quarter, as the Minnesota Timberwolves rolled to a 127-108 win. The Wolves' star guard drained 6 triples, went nearly perfect from the line, 17 of 18, and snagged 9 rebounds for good measure. With this performance, Edwards matched franchise legends Kevin Garnett for second most 30-point games and Karl Anthony Towns for most 40-point outings in team history. Naz Reid chipped in with a strong 22-point, 10-rebound double-double, while Rudy Gobert anchored the paint with 10 points and 15 boards. The Bulls, still adjusting after their weekend trade that shipped Zach LaVine to Sacramento, were missing key pieces including Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Jones. Kobe White led Chicago with 20 points, while Nikola Vucevic added a quiet double-double, 10 points and 11 rebounds. Playing on the second leg of a back-to-back after a tough win in Miami, the Bulls fell behind early as Minnesota raced to a 22-4 start and never looked back. For the Wolves, the victory was much needed after dropping their last 2 games. It wasn't always smooth sailing against a depleted opponent, but Edwards made sure Minnesota got back on track in style. Meanwhile, Jaren Jackson Jr. poured in 32 points and Ja Morant took over in the third quarter with 16 of his 26 as the Memphis Grizzlies steamrolled the Toronto Raptors 138-107 for their 4th straight victory. Rookie Zach Edey made his homecoming special, notching 13 points and 14 rebounds for his 8th double-double and his 3rd in as many games. Memphis continued its dominance over Toronto, winning its 3rd straight matchup and 5th consecutive game in Canada. The Grizzlies didn't quite replicate their franchise record 155-point explosion against the Raptors back in December, but they got close with a blistering 85-point second half, their highest scoring half of the season. Toronto, already short-handed without leading scorer RJ Barrett and center Jakob Poeltl, struggled to keep pace. Jamal Sheed, Ochai Agbaji, and Jacoby Walter each chipped in with 14 points, while Grady Dick added 13 and Scotty Barnes finished with 11. Memphis is rolling, and with Morant and Jackson in sync, this winning streak shows no signs of slowing down. And here are more results from around the NBA. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Did you know Klopp's gegenpressing can recover the ball in seconds? Welcome to the lightning-fast world of football's instant counter-attacks. Gegenpressing, which means counter-pressing in German, was popularized by managers like Jurgen Klopp and has revolutionized modern football tactics. The concept is simple but highly effective. As soon as the ball is lost, players immediately apply pressure to win it back, preventing the opposition from launching a counter-attack. This high-intensity style forces mistakes, creates turnovers, and often leads to quick offensive opportunities. Klopp's Liverpool, in particular, became synonymous with gegenpressing, dominating opponents with relentless speed and coordination. This tactic has not only enhanced the game, but also changed how teams approach possession and transition play. It's time for our off-court buzzer. Now, amidst the noise of the Luka Doncic trade, also making a loud buzz is Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James, who has claimed the title of the most popular NBA jersey here in the Philippines. Now, while his team also leads merchandise sales, marking the first time both have topped the rankings together since the 2021 season. The rankings based on sales from local NBA stores and online NBA store highlight James's continued influence in the Philippine basketball scene. Now, other notable jersey sales rankings include LaMelo Ball and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who finally made it on the most popular jersey list. Phoenix Suns break into the top 5 in team merchandise sales for the first time, securing the number 4 spot. Top-selling NBA teams in the Philippines: Los Angeles Lakers, Chicago Bulls, Golden State Warriors, Phoenix Suns, and Dallas Mavericks. The rankings reaffirm James's massive fan base in the country while also showcasing the growing popularity of younger NBA stars like Ball and Gilgeous-Alexander. Now calling all artists, creatives, and sports fans, this is your shot at leaving a mark in NCAA history. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the NCAA is giving its iconic logo a fresh new look, and they want you to be part of the process. With a logo design contest open to the public, the league is inviting entries that stick to a simple 5-color limit, ensuring adaptability in both full-color and monochrome formats. The top 5 designs will be selected and put up for public voting, with cash prizes waiting for the winners. The new logo is set to debut just in time for NCAA Season 101, marking a fresh chapter for the league. So, if you've got the creativity and game spirit, then this is your chance to shine. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 6th of February. When we return, know what it's like to help build the future of Philippine sport with Buds Wenceslao. So watch out for that when we return right here on The Scorecard.
Good morning, I'm Mikey Oreta and you're watching Business 360, where we break down the numbers.
This week we saw the S&P 500 make a new historic high.
Connect the dots.
I withdrew from the World Health Organization.
And give you the developments and insights you need to navigate, adapt, and lead. Real Corporation is funding artificial intelligence and data science research at the University of the Philippines.
Business 360, hosted by Mikey Oreta,
Keep it here on BNC.
the Billionario News Channel.
The latest news, national issues.
For universal healthcare, the law is established, the implementing rules and regulations, even the budget has been defined.
The political scene.
I'm glad that he made that perfectly clear, that they will always be behind us.
And conversations with prominent personalities.
There's only one reason: politics. They want them out. What is dangerous is we might have a reorganization of governments.
All these firsthand at the forefront.
Welcome back to The Scorecard. It is always surprising to know visionaries who contribute to nation building. And we got to chat with Buds Wenceslao, the man who is helping build the future with a new approach to development, integrating sports in community spaces. For this very special episode on The Scorecard, we are here right now with the CEO of DM Wenceslao and Associates, Sir Buds Wenceslao. Sir Buds, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you for having me.
Before anything else, I want to congratulate you because recently Parcal received an award for one of the world's best emporiums by the prestigious Prix Versailles. So, how pleased are you with that development?
Well, it's an accomplishment obviously for the company and for all of our teams who work together to bring this project to life.
All right. Now, I was looking at your website. Parcal is a wordplay between park and calle. How did you conceptualize this kind of environment and activity center for people here in the metro?
That's a great question. As master developers of this entire township of Asiana City, we wanted to put a prime focus on public spaces because we believe public spaces actually give a city its soul. When we were looking to do Parcal, we wanted to create a mixed-use development that basically puts public spaces also within its prime agenda. That's why we want to challenge ourselves and combine both these goals. So Parkal, a wordplay between park and calle, is actually parks, streets, and public spaces, which also has cafes, restaurants, gyms, dental clinics, schools, churches, everything you would want in a city center. And in that way, we create a totally unique and new experience, not just for Asiana city residents, but also for its visitors. And in a way, we reimagine the urban pedestrian street experience.
Being that Parkal was established in September 2023, did you expect to receive this kind of recognition from Pre-Versailles right away?
So when we were looking to do this project, we actually started in 2018, before the pandemic happened, before COVID happened. And we wanted to put an emphasis in outdoor activities and outdoor life as a way to differentiate. But I guess it's very fulfilling to see that the kind of reception that Parkal has had. Everything from book fairs to running clubs, biking clubs, car meets, chess meets, toy conferences. All of these community activities happen because we had this amazing public space that's able to, in a way, reinvigorate the community spaces within Asiana City.
Now, Sir Buds, I want to talk about one of the newest developments here in Parkal, and this is particularly interesting to our viewers on the scorecards who are sports fans. We have Bounce, which of course features the basketball court and then the football pitch. Talk about how this came into play and that you had to have this part of these facilities in Parkal.
So, as developers, we believe that the whole is more the sum of its parts. And while we wanted to create an environment that's able to accommodate all sorts of outdoor activities during all types of weather, we also wanted to create these kinds of facilities that our locators were looking for. So, at Bounce, those are basically 2 FIBA-sized basketball courts. At the same time, it can accommodate pickleball, volleyball, and we have a 2,000 square meter football pitch, which can actually also accommodate a 9x9 and 5x5 matches.
The website says you cater to all kinds of sports enthusiasts, like all levels. And we also noticed that Coach Stefan Schrock has his ASCAL's development program there. Aside from that, who are the other partners that you have with regards to promoting sports here in the area?
So right now, it's basically the community that's actually proposing these kinds of activities. A lot of our locators, both office and residential locators, are the ones who's promoting uses. Like we had people who wanted to put up a skate park also near the area. Again, the running clubs was something that came about from the organic interest of our residents.
Who can use the facilities here in Parkal, and how can they get more information?
Basically, anyone and everyone. So our website, bounce@parkal.com, you'll be able to has all the information. You'll be able to reserve there. Everything, including we actually also provide showers, which it's not just for the bounce courts, but also for the entire Asiana City community. So you'll be able to reserve the use of those showers as well.
Sir Buds, what are some of the goals and visions that you see for 2025?
I guess for us, Parkal has been able to match all of our expectations. We're looking forward to seeing new uses that's coming about. Actually, in Parkal, there's an upcoming jiu-jitsu and gym that's about to open, as well as yoga studios and an indoor tennis court. So this will further add to the active lifestyle that we're promoting here in Asiana City and Parkal.
Do you see other Parkals popping up in different locations around the metro maybe in the future?
We hope so. This kind of lifestyle, I think it's something that everybody has been looking for, especially in urban city centers.
All right, for my last question, what do you think makes Parkal different from all the other malls here around the metro? What do you think would stand out when people think about coming to Parkal?
I think if anything, it's our floating canopy. we wanted to create this unique experience for an active outdoor lifestyle during all types of weather. As you know, in Manila, we only have 2 types of weather. It's hot and wet. But at the same time, by providing this covered arcade, this covered pedestrian street that people are able to enjoy all year round, I think it's something that truly sets it apart.
Well, with that, I want to say thank you so much to Mr. Buds Wenceslao, again, the CEO of DM Wenceslao and Associates. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for guesting here on the Scorecard.
Thank you so much, Anton. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, sir. When the Scorecard returns, we will look into the upcoming NBA matchups so you can keep your eyes on the prize.
First, updated, on top of everything, and focused on the things that matter most. This is who you want to be. So scan your digital boxes now and search for Billionario News Channel. Always on top.
Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. We'll break down the upcoming matchups to deliver key insights that might just give you the edge you need to stay ahead of the game. And just like that, Mr. Jimmy Butler is a Golden State Warrior. Bagay ba? Does that move really shake up the title race though? Yun ang tanong. The Celtics and Thunder are still the clear favorites, while Golden State, well, they're not even cracking the top 10 just yet. Sitting at plus 3,300, the Warriors are banking on playoff Jimmy to work some magic alongside Steph Curry. Can Butler be the missing piece, or is this just another desperate swing to keep the Warriors dynasty alive? Here's how the deal went down. Butler lands in Golden State. Miami gets Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, and a protected first-round pick. It's the kind of chaos that makes you wonder how many late-night calls were made to get this over the finish line. Now, the Warriors tried everything before landing on Butler. They made a run at Kevin Durant, but Phoenix wasn't budging, so instead, they pivoted to Butler, a 6-time All-Star and 5-time All-NBA guy, who immediately signed a 2-year, $121 million extension with his new team. But here's the thing. Butler is still a really good player. He's averaging 17 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per outing this season. And more importantly, he brings toughness on defense and a we're not going down without a fight attitude that every contender needs. But let's not ignore the obvious. He's also been a locker room wild card everywhere he's gone. Chicago, Minnesota, Philly, and Miami. The Warriors are betting that a championship culture and the new contract will keep him locked in. On paper, Golden State got the best player in the deal. But does this actually make them better? Yun ang tanong eh. Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green, they form a defense-first trio, but none of them are great three-point shooters, which the Warriors are known for. And that is the real issue, especially for a team that has lived and died by its ability to spread the floor for the last decade. Also, the Warriors are only 25-25 right now. They don't have much time to make this work. Steve Kerr has a lot to figure out, and fast. Now, on the flip side, Miami did well considering their situation. Butler clearly did not want to be there anymore, and they turned him into Andrew Wiggins, who is quietly having a solid year. 17.6 points per game on 37.9% shooting from deep. He's a reliable wing defender, a proven playoff performer, and most importantly, he's not going to take over the franchise in a way that Butler did. Add in a first-round pick, and the Heat are still in the mix in the East. Eric Spoelstra is going to get the absolute best out of Wiggins because that is what Coach Spo does. Now, looking at the bigger picture, okay? Look where Golden State is at right now as compared to the other teams. This trade shakes up in both conferences. The Celtics are still the favorites to win it all, but the Knicks and the Cavs are right there in the East. Now out West, OKC and Dallas are leading the charge. Golden State's championship hopes got a boost with Butler, but they still have a ton of questions to answer. Meanwhile, Miami might be in a better spot long-term with this reset. Did Golden State improve? Maybe. Butler adds toughness, but chemistry is key. If Miami thrives with Wiggins, we might consider this another Pat Riley masterclass. For now, the Warriors are taking the swing, and we will see if it connects. And that wraps up tonight's preview. So you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From one of football's greatest strikers who scored over 570 goals and is Sweden's all-time top scorer who won the Guldbollen 12 times. Zlatan Ibrahimovic once said, "I do not need a trophy to tell myself that I am the best." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionaire News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.